Hello, it's Gerald Peplow again with Yucaipa CERT, and I got my wife Becky here, my partner, my Visual Observer.
Visual Observer.
And we're going to go hit the road, well actually hit the trail. We're up here at Forest Falls, and again we're looking at different ways to do search and rescue. Now before anybody out there wonders what's going on, Forest Falls is not in the wilderness area. This part where we're at. I have an app that shows me that, and I'll show you that another time. But we're going to go out and use the DJI goggles and the connection to find out if we, what kind of things we think we need to be able to do this job right. So again, it's Gary. We're out here at Forest Falls, and we're going to go fly the UAV, and we're doing this for Yucaipa CERT for search and rescue. Now, for those of you who don't know Yucaipa, Forest Falls is a beautiful place. It's way at the top of the mountain, or just below the summit. Yeah, it's about a 6-mile drive up in, and it's famous, absolutely famous for floods. And so, let me give you an idea of what the terrain looks like. Now we have two different drones that we use. We have one that's a Mavic 3, and I use that with the goggles because it has a feed that allows us to have two displays. Now the other one we're still working on, which you've seen, is the Mavic 2 Dual with infrared. So again, just getting some training done, trying to show everybody our capabilities and be ready when we're called upon. But you can see all these rocks and stuff, they came from right up there. And depending on what's going on, it's a pretty big mess down here. So here we go. We're just going to go for a walk and enjoy ourselves, and then fly. Now there's a lot of people around here, so I also have to be careful about that too. But again, we're not in the wilderness area. We're going down by the falls. We're just going to look around and see what we can do with the UAV. Yeah, the terrain changes here all the time. The floods and stuff that they get up here are epic, absolutely epic. And it closes everything down. I don't know if I'd like to live in a place it's beautiful, but insurance and fires, this place was almost wiped out by a fire in 2019. Crazy. Just want to point out, this is a very dangerous area. A lot of people have died just trying to climb these waterfalls, so don't. So up here, it's just one of those things, just be smart about what you're doing. Now we're going to go up here and set up. Becky's going to video me setting the goggles up so we can get that for you guys to understand how it's done. Okay, so again, it's Gerald Peplow. I'm with Becky up here. She's behind the camera. We are going to first set the drone up. I want you to see how it's done. This will take a little bit of time, but I'll edit it to make it so it's a little bit easier to see. The first thing I'm going to do is to show you I have goggles for this one. So you can see how that works when I set them up. I set those up last. Okay, so now I'm going to protect my glasses from the rocks. I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to flip this over. This is a great backpack. If I'm going to go off into the woods, this is the time to be able to carry it. And otherwise, it's like a one-arm thing, and it's pretty heavy. So now that I have that, I do have this. This is the hand controller for it. The hand controller helps me to fly it like this, but the problem is the screen is so small. We had an exercise already once with this unit, and we missed the person because it was such a small screen to look at, and we also have redundancy. All right, so I'm going to set that here. I'm going to pull out a battery, This is one of the batteries. If I push that button, it tells me how much electricity is in it. It's got a full pack. I'll set that there. And this is a Mavic 3. It's from DJI. Now, as far as DJI, there's a lot of controversy about it and everything else. But from what I've heard and what it looks like, if you already have the units or if you buy them here in the United States, they're going to stay active. Now, they are talking about banning it from the future and may have to buy an American-made drone to be able to do that. But at this point, and the way things are going, the drones that are already here are already certified by the FCC to use the radio waves, and we're all set. So I'm going to open up all the arms. Okay, and then I'm going to take this, I'm going to put this in here. Okay, it goes right in there. Now I'm going to check the props. The props look good. There's no frays on the prop. Everything, the body's nice and clean. I'm leaving the gimbal cover on. I don't want it to get broken. Okay, so I'm going to set this here, and that is ready to go. Now there are other things I can put on there in other missions, but for this one, we're just practicing with this. Now, if I were using this, I would start this first, and I would start that, and then use this, and I'll use that, show you how to use that in another training. Okay, meanwhile, now, these are the goggles, and I'm going to pull it out a little at a time. All right, so the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the battery, I'm going to take the battery and put it into here. There is a C connector, USB, and here, and that's there. Take my hat off, and then these are the goggles. Now the goggles, of course, have antenna, so you can keep up with everything. If I put it in here, I have this here. This is to protect the lenses on the inside. The problem is if they get power, if they get light in there, it can fry the sensors and everything else, okay? So I'm going to take this and I'm going to plug it into the power source. Okay, so I'm going to plug it into this power source. All right? I'm going to take this now, I'm going to plug it into the power source here. Then I have this cable here. This cable is so that the searcher, the visual observer is watching while I fly. This cable is so I can hook an iPad to, here's the iPad, that's a FireWire, and then USB, and then this goes into here. Now Becky's going to be right next to me when I'm flying, so I'm just going to do that. This is just an extender, so that the person that's flying with me, they can also, if they want, sit in my truck or wherever we may be trying to find shade. In this situation, we have shade. Now I'm not going to be using that, so I'm setting that to the side. Okay, I plug this into the C cable here, and when we do the I'm going to put these down so they don't get broken. In the C port there, and that now I have to pull out the iPad. I keep it in this so it doesn't get scratched. I'm going to put this back right here, and I put it in this case. Okay, and I put it in this case. Here is the place put the FireWire in, or in there, and I put it like this, and then I start the iPad. I try to have at least 80% power. Okay? Now, the FireWire for the iPad goes through the hole that I put in here. If you can see that, here's it going through there. And then it connects into the iPad. And now I push this in and I carefully make it so it doesn't put stress on the cable. It goes in like that, so you can see it right there. Okay? And I'm going to hit this and I'm going to unlock it. Okay, good. All right. So there we are. Okay, now make sure you set your brightness and get everything so whoever can see, and then clear this of any settings, anything you have in there. And that stays in there like that. Okay, so now I have this here. It's hooked up to the glasses, all right? And I can take this now and hang it over my shoulder. Okay, so now I have this on my shoulder, but I don't want it to slip off. So I'm going to put this in, hook this in right here. And by doing that, I know it won't slip off. The bird won't fly without having it connected here. This is how it talks to the system and everything else. It won't fly without with the goggles without this, okay? Which is all GPS. And as a reminder, this is a robot. It's not a plane. It's not a helicopter. It's a robot. All I do is tell it where to go, and I'm not flying it. That's what I'm doing. All right, so now I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it on my head, taking these out. Now remember, do not let the sun touch these right here. Do not let the sun touch this right here, because if it does, it'll burn it out. And also these are diopters, which means you can set it up for your eyesight. Now what's amazing too is you can also order lenses if your eyesight's really, really bad and the diopters don't fit. So I'm going to take that here, make sure everything's all set, and I'm going to put this on my head. All right. Okay, now this is going to hang off to the side. While I'm flying, this is not going to distract me. I'm going to put the antenna up. Now, I'm going to get the battery, which is right here, and it just dangles, you get it, and I'm going to start it up. Push and then push. It's got 4. It could have a little more electricity, but I really don't need it. We're good. And when I just heard it kick up. How cool is that? So it's powering on right now. Let me see what it's doing. Okay, now you won't be able to see that yet. I'm going to find a way to show that to you. But from there, it's giving me the DJI symbol and everything. And so now that I know that's going, I go over here, and now I take the gimbal cover off. Well, before I do that, I did forget to do one other thing. This is my motion control. This motion controller goes forward and backwards. I go like left and right, up and down, all based on this. Now let's look at our power. Power is up to 3, so I'm going to put this over here. And the controller is going to link with the bird. Okay, that just came on. Okay. My goggles are on. And now I've taken this gimbal cover off. Now the gimbal cover, just make sure it doesn't get lost, but these are the cameras and everything else. The gimbal's the most delicate part of what we're doing, okay? So, I'm going to go down here and get this comfortable in my head. It's already been adjusted for me. You have to adjust it for yourself. Okay, so now I'm gonna hit this. I'm gonna hit that once and then hit it again, and then it's gonna talk to me. There you go, see, it's right there showing me. Now I'm just holding it. Meanwhile, I've got this over here, and I'm waiting. All right, did you hear that beep beep? That meant the controller connected to it. Let me see if I have visual. Oh yes, I have visual, and I'm going. Oh, I know why. It's giving. Okay, I don't mind telling you this. I made a mistake. I forgot to turn this on. So I have to put in the DJI app. Okay, so I have a roll. Remember I told you I won't fly without it? Let's go over here and get the DJI app. It's coming up now. All right, now it's working. Okay. All right, so that's what I'm looking at now, and I'm going to see if I can get it to record from here. Okay, so here we are again. We're looking at, this is what the drone's saying. You can see it focuses on what's going on. Okay? Looking at the system, you can see all the stuff going on. All right. Okay, so I'm going to take it and I launch from here without looking at it. I just trust the screen. So I'm going to go like this. Okay, now I'm going to push up on there we go.